welcome back to episode 6 of Beauty and DaFreak podcast. I am pyramid scheme enthusiast, Bruce Buffer impersonator, Eat DaFreak. This is my co-host, the beautiful, the talented Katie B.
Hello.
Hey, so real quick, we're going to run through a little list of things that we got coming up. Yeah, June 23rd, Tabernacle in Chatsworth, Georgia, the old RCW building, you might know it as. It's got the kind of neat little stadium budget seating around right there. Very nice. July 1st, Helton 55th birthday party. Me and Kate, we will be there. Come out, come see us. It'll be cool. Wrong side of the tracks. We're shutting down all of Glenwood and part of 75 for that.
What?
On July 8th at Camp Jordan, Kimber Dunn of Chatsworth, Georgia is going to have a fight up there. We're going to have her on the podcast before the fight, so come out and watch her there. And you can watch our podcast about 3 weeks from now and see why she actually rules.
Oh, God.
Woo! July 22nd, Tanya's Tavern in Chatsworth, Georgia. You might know it as the Landmark. It's next to a scary biker bar. The chance of murder or high. It's across the road from the Saddle Club. Come out and hang out with us. I'll be playing there doing a show. It's going to be awesome.
Yes. What did I say before? A good and wholesome time. You were scaring Lola to death.
Well, goodness gracious, she's jumpy.
Because you're jumpy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Welcome back, Kate. Good to see you. I haven't seen you since the last time we shot.
I know. You didn't say why they should come out to the Tabernacle on the 23rd, on June 23rd. You just said, come out. It's a cool place.
The Tabernacle, June 23rd. I'm going to be playing my first local Dalton or Chatsworth show there. It's going to be fucking cool. I'm going to be doing rap songs. The ones you like. The ones by me. And if they're the songs that you don't like, and if you hate me, come and watch, because it's the first show I've done in a while, and if you want something to hate on, I might give it to you there, but none of the following ones probably.
Yeah.
Me and Kate actually both went to the Tabernacle this weekend to watch Amber PG. Amber Page, you might know her by a local Chatsworth artist. I hate calling people a Chatsworth artist because
it just puts them in a...
She's hard as fuck.
But they are...
From Chatsworth.
From Chatsworth.
But
local artist from Chatsworth.
There we go.
Yeah.
She is a local artist from Chatsworth. Fucking one of the craziest live show experiences I've probably ever seen in real life.
Yeah.
It was...
For someone to get on stage and then, like, tell you how nervous they are, and, like, even down to, like, she's, like, playing a guitar and she's like, my hands are so sweaty right now. But then
before she even started.
Yeah, before she even started. And then she just kills it. And you're like, good. Okay. And you're nervous. Why? Like, it's just, I don't know.
It's like that.
Something to think about.
It's like that. Artists are like that. The same reason you be checking yourself in the mirror before we start this. Hair, shirt, hair, face, hair. It's, even though you're like objectively beautiful. I made that out. I'm not letting you have that on air. No, that one's cut. Sorry.
You're objectively.
Yeah, and we'll just cut it back right into right there, and they won't get to know what I said.
Okay.
I'm leaving it. Okay. And then after that, after Amber, it was
Remember in January.
A local band from Chatsworth mostly.
Yes.
I got the privilege and the honor of introducing them to the stage, and I got the disrespect and shunment of the audience for no one to record the greatest stage moment I've probably ever had. Most people probably wasn't too special to them, but I did my best Bruce Buffer impersonation as they came out. And I can only tell you the swelling pride I walked off the stage with as they came out.
And thought surely somebody got that on video.
Superstar.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if I'm on the stage, just turn your phone on.
But nobody did.
Unless I'm performing. Then keep it off. Pay attention because I'm cool. Yeah, but Remember in January fucking ruled. God, if you go see local bands or like local artists, local music, you are not going to get spoiled on them being incredibly well practiced and tight in their sets. But when you go watch Remember in January, it's like you can tell they fucking practice a lot. They're so crisp. Tyler Southern, who while everybody around here is good, I got like, you
Yeah.
know, if you got to really like look at somebody
You
who,
were fangirling.
yeah, well, we went to the after party, you know. He,
No, I didn't know.
oh yeah, and neither did you guys.
Yes, okay.
So
I
we
know.
went to the after party, and he's like, "Hey, I got to leave at 3:15 to go to the airport. I have a show with Tim McGraw tomorrow."
I gotta
Like,
catch a flight.
it's like, oh, okay.
But right now we're all standing around a kitchen while you play, and everybody's singing and playing, and we're just chilling.
Yeah, it's like Amber.
Like not that he's like nervous at all to go catch a flight, go play with Tim McGraw.
Another
He's
day.
just it is. It's just another day.
Undaunted.
He's just like, what time is it? Oh, okay, I still got 2 hours.
Oh, you almost got the Tim McGraw gig tomorrow.
Yeah.
I better get to the airport. It's in Michigan.
Yeah,
When I left my phone at Cortland's house. I went to get it the next day at like noon, and when I went in, he was like, "Yeah, Tyler's already in Michigan." I'm just like, bro, simply built different.
it's crazy. One thing that I thought about was like being in that room with all these people that you know one day are definitely making it. They're gonna be somebody, and how like raw that moment right there is of how many people in that one room are gonna be something. And in that moment, that was such an organic.
I've never been in
Chill
anything
vibe.
like that.
No, I don't think I have either.
I'm a musician, allegedly. Being in this room this evening
Mm-hmm.
it made me feel like not an actual musician because of just like
I was trying to figure out how I got in that room, not being a musician at all.
yeah. Well,
The fact that like I was definitely like, okay, like I'm doing something right. Like,
when Amber started playing her original songs.
oh my god,
Okay,
oh my god.
Kate has a Snapchat of it. I'll ask her before if we're allowed to. But I would like to post
But
like
God, I hope she says
a
yes.
3-second.
Because y'all, this is literally. Go ahead.
Where she gets the control at the very top. It's like almost a falsetto, but it's like the control over her voice is, if you don't listen to music closely, you're not even going to know what you're listening to. And if you don't sing, you're not going to know how hard this is to do. And it's just like effortlessly in a kitchen. It was just like Tyler Gazaway in there also playing guitar. God, it was fun. So much fun. Shout out Cortland for the after party.
Yes. That was good. It was a great show, and then even more of a show afterwards.
It was. Really had some high energy for that. Me and Kate, if you were at the show, you will know how obnoxious we were. But despite it's so, like I said, it's got the like budget stadium seating. It's got like the elevated like tiered seating like going all the way around. And so like despite the inherently higher temperature, the higher to the closer to the roof you got, we noticed that no one was sitting in the very top row on the side. And then at times, especially like when the bands come out and stuff, everyone looks to that direction. And so we just sat at the highest possible point up there.
I could touch the ceiling right here.
Which was 150 degrees, by the
Yeah.
way.
That's how close we were, is I could just touch it.
Yeah, but the heat did it was made up for by getting to be the center of attention 30 times completely without deserving it at a show. Was a big fan of that. Shout out Amber and shout out Remembering January, their show, and it was a great one. But also shout out all the people who looked at us on accident.
Publicity stunt.
It was on accident for y'all to look, but it was on purpose for us to want you to
Yeah.
look. I have come to learn in my life that if a girl agreed to hang out with you on her kid-free weekend and you fuck it up and fumble the bag, cancel late, man, she'd never forgive you. She'd never forgive you for that. You fuck up a bitch kid-free weekend.
Because that is her time.
Yes.
She's like, sucks for you.
Meticulously planned. She has looked at the roster. She has evaluated.
And she chose you.
Yeah, I know.
In that moment.
Yes.
But not again. Ever.
Yeah, you guys at home, if you're listening to this and you're dating a single chick with no kids and a single chick with the kid, and you got to pick on a weekend, but you think they're both maybe still going to be options in the future, you always go with the mom first, because if you ruin the kid-free weekend, it's over for you. As to where the single chick just going to easily replace you and just maybe still be down the next weekend with no disappointment.
Yep.
She got the roster on.
She's just like, it didn't work out last weekend.
Roster in hand. She's going straight to the bench, drafting up the next young man. That's good, though. That's good for girls.
That was a little advice. That was a little
That
dating
did feel
advice.
advice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just pulling that out. You got any more lately? Had any like recent experiences?
Recent experiences. Yeah, let me think. Let me think of how to alter my recent experiences into stories that are unidentifiable from my personal life by the people who watch this. Yeah, so y'all ever be cuddling with the big titty bitch, and it's like you get the right titty in your hand.
I already don't believe this story because I know your type.
Oh, you crack whores.
Okay, to continue with your story for the viewers at home.
Yeah, so imagine that I like large-breasted women for a minute, and you get the one hand on the right one, like if you're in a cuddling position, maybe a spoon, but it's like the left one on a little titty girl, the left one also just right there. There's there's nowhere for it to go.
Okay, go.
But on a big titty chick, that left titty could be literally anywhere. She could have it mushed up here. She could have it under her armpit. It could be like. You can't count on symmetry when you're laying on your side, and this is why I think another reason I like crack whores so much is you don't have to look.
There's no guesswork.
You don't have to look for the non-dominant nipple.
There's no guesswork for her body anatomy.
It's just right across from the other one.
Oh, when you started that, like where it was gonna go. Like was so sparse and
a lot of options.
Yeah, and I'm just like I kept wanting to interrupt you, but I'm like, no, just let him go. Just let him go.
You did stop me at a good point.
Let's go for this ride. Okay.
The good point you did have was I don't think I've been around a chick in that setting that has just like big boobies in so long. Just been more into. I'm not gonna say.
I'm sorry, I pointed that out.
No. That's, I mean, I've been pretty open about it, but now it's forced me to say the phrase crack whore like 8 times. And I think once we get monetized on this channel.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, yeah, they're just going to demonetize all these. I think you can say crack whore. I think you can't say racially insensitive things on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's pretty serious about that.
Lola is trying so hard to nap in a comfortable spot right now.
We have wires everywhere, and you wouldn't let her sit
the
with you.
She's doing the maze right now. I let her sit. I was going to let her sit in my lap, but she wants behind me.
Peace was never an option.
And that just wasn't going to work.
You don't like the front. Didn't we almost film the 3rd episode like that with Lola like sit?
Yeah, she started out in your lap.
Did that make it into the episode, or did I cut it before?
No, it's in the very beginning. It's in the very, very beginning. She's in your lap, and then, I don't know, we do something, and she jumps down. So, like, it's very quick, but it is in the first shot.
I'm a pretty spastic individual. Oh, I know what No, I'm chilling. I did stand-up comedy this week, bitch.
You did. You did.
My sister in Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely like to tell this story because the way it came about was kind of nuts. Mm-hmm. I was going to tell you this. Have I even told you this story yet?
I don't think so. You've told me a little bit, but I don't.
Okay, this will be organic then.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a friend, Logan Crowley. Shout out Logan Crowley. I'll probably drop his his Facebook right here. He is a guy I went to high school with. He is a now stand-up comedian. The dude is fucking so funny. So when I saw that he was doing stand-up comedy, it really highlighted how much of a pussy I was because it's something I've always wanted to do, and
you just realized, like, okay,
it's been scary. Mm-hmm. So when he started doing it, maybe like when I first started seeing it, like 8-9 months ago, I started writing jokes. Mm-hmm. Like anytime I would just be talking and people would laugh at something, I felt like it was a good story, I would just start writing it down. So we went to an open mic in like probably January.
Okay.
And I got scared before we went. Yeah, just was scared and didn't go up. And he did go up. And so a friend of mine messaged me like maybe 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago. He was like, hey, I'm at this place, Los Mas in Cleveland. You should come up here and watch stand-up with us sometime. But he sent me a video of the dude that was doing stand-up. Mm-hmm. And he was so not funny that I thought I could just go up there and probably show my dick and more people would laugh than they were at this guy's joke.
Yeah.
And so it gave me a swell of confidence. So I hit up Logan in a manic frenzy and was like, hey.
I got to do this now.
Tuesday 7, let's go. He's I can't name his job. He has a good job where he He has a good job. So,
Okay.
but he was off on this Tuesday night. Luckily.
Okay.
Stars align again. He hits me right after. He's like, and the wife says, that's cool.
She's fine. Yeah.
Stars align again.
You're like, oh.
And at this point, yeah.
It's on.
When I first messaged him, I'm like barely ready. Then I was like kind of ready. Then I'm like, okay, now everything is working out. So I completely forget about it. And
of course.
Yes.
Naturally.
Yes.
Naturally.
I am, what day is it? Tuesday. I'm at the nail salon with this chick. She is getting her nails done. I'm sitting beside her. And he hits me up at about 5 o'clock, 4:30. He says, hey, we still going tonight? And I was like, oh, I'm unprepared. I didn't write out any of my jokes all the way.
And I'm currently in other plans.
Yeah, and I'm also just like not, but he was like, oh, I'm right up the road. I'll pick you up.
Okay.
And no, still was too scared. I said, I'm canceling. I'm not going. I'm too scared. And I was honest about it. Didn't even make up an excuse. He said, hey, no, bro, that's okay. He was like, we'll just go watch. That'll kind of acclimate you to the setting a little more. And then you can go back the next week if you feel comfortable. Because he's not only a funny ass guy, this is a great guy. I'm speaking with him like great reverence right now because I would never have done this without him at like 10 different steps of him. Okay, so I said, yeah, I'll go watch. Sure.
Yeah.
So we drive up there. Good conversation. It's in Cleveland. Go inside. I get a drink. The host comes in of the evening. He's talking to Logan. They had met through other open mics and stuff. And they asked me if I was doing it. I was like, no, I'm gonna hang out. So I get maybe like
Was he doing it that night?
Logan?
Yeah.
He was not planning on it. No. He was just going to come up there and watch it with me. Just an enthusiast.
So y'all were literally just going to watch.
Okay, so I told him, I'm going to run outside real quick and smoke, and I'll be right back in. So I've told you.
Yeah.
I've told him, anybody around me. I can do this thing where I talk to you guys through the screen in any chemical condition besides weed. It's the one thing that just makes me like, everyone at home hates me. They will find out I'm an imposter soon. I just can't go in front of them. This is an important note to the story, by the way. It's about to become incredibly relevant. So I go outside and get just high as giraffe pussy. I am up there. And Logan comes through the door, typical smiling face. He says, hey, man. Me, live like, what's up, bro? He says,
this is so much fun. We're just chilling.
We're about to watch
I don't
the
have
show.
to. I don't have to go on tonight because I was freaking out earlier, and now like it's all good.
Totally
it's all
relaxed.
good.
He says, yeah, man, they didn't have enough people, so I signed you up. I was like, oh, you fun? That's funny
that's
as fuck,
funny.
bro. I was like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
let's go watch this. He goes, no, I'm serious. And at this point, I 49% thought he was serious, but because I told him I was going outside to smoke, that was the most nervous I could ever be. I thought he definitely didn't do this to me.
Yeah.
So he said, no, I really did. They didn't have enough. I signed up myself too. I got some new stuff I want to try out. And I was like, you know what?
Did you almost cry?
No.
I think I would have. Like there had been that ounce of like.
Oh, yeah. It hurt. It hurt in that moment.
Yeah.
Actually, I was about to say that I was immediately down and didn't cry, but there wasn't. I just said, no, I'm not going. I said, I'm not going up. Like, if you sign me up, sorry. Like, I'm high and I can't go.
When they call my name, I'm going to look around the room too.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Except I was wearing a hat with my name on it. But. So he says, bro, what are you scared of? And like, it just hit me. And I said, oh, yeah, you're right.
What am I scared of?
Yeah, like what I do more outlandish things to larger audiences probably all the time. And like there's like, what am I scared of? So I said,
you're terrified.
Oh, the most scared I've ever been. Yeah, in my entire life. Yeah, I've watched my child be born, and this is not a better moment, but a more scary one. There were no complications, thank the Lord. With the childbirth, with this comedy set I'm about to describe, there were plenty of complications. So yeah, I get a couple more drinks in me, which is a good and bad idea for the obvious reasons. But I go into my notes and I have like, I might have showed you before, scrolled through them, just like literally hundreds of jokes written out at this point. And so I start trying to like,
this is so unprepared.
Yeah.
Like you tried to prepare. You really did. You tried to prepare for months. Yeah, you tried to prepare for months. But when it came down to the moment, those last few months did not matter at all.
No, because there were bullet points. I had
like you're reading your bullet points word for word at this point.
And I wrote them thinking that they would bring back the memory I had when I told the story.
But they didn't.
But one of them was just like, has herpes, mom should have loved me more. And it's like, okay, this just hurts to read back. Like, where's the joke? This is only 50% true anyways. Okay. So I'm fleshing out these jokes, kind of throwing some shit together. And we had a comics meeting in the back where they basically
comics
took us all back there, read off the order that we were going up in, and just gave us the 411 on how much time we would have, whatever. So we go back there, and they were reading off the list, and the host, like the MC for the whole event, he was going to do a couple jokes at first just to like, because he was already up there, like an MCing.
That's what they normally do at a comedy show where other people come up.
Then he reads off the lineup, and first name, Edward Eaker.
Oh,
and so,
no.
Oh, I knew before he even said it. I knew because already this is the worst possible situation. I didn't remember till 2 hours before. I backed out. I got up there, got high as fuck, got signed up against my will. When they went to read the order, I was, when I say 88% sure I was going to be the first name read off.
You're just like,
why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Horrific. You said everyone hates these. I could lose myself to these probably. These are Smirnoff seltzers. I know you thought seltzer.
I feel like they're very on brand and
really
like personalized to you.
Hell yeah, I was doing Twisted Tea for a while, but they're fucking out, bro. This is it right here. I am telling you.
Smirnoff
seltzer, not that gay shit.
God.
Bud Light. Just kidding. Okay, so they read the order. He says my name first, and a couple of the comics, including Logan, who has thrown me in the deep end at this point, still is aware. He was like, no. They were like, this is first time. Don't curtain jerk him. That's what they were calling it, like where you're the first person to go out to a cold audience. Like they're not laughing yet.
They hadn't even got their first drink yet.
Yeah, they're barely drunk.
Yeah, the waitress is just now making her way around the room.
So the guy was like, yeah, I'll move him. And I said, you know what? Actually, just don't. Just don't. This is the worst possible setup I could possibly have going into this.
This is the worst I'm ever going to be.
Yeah, and I just figured, why not make this as miserable now? Because, what are the odds I go up there and smoothly do 8 minutes to a roaring 7 people the whole time?
Yeah.
They're like almost nothing. The stakes are pretty low except my own ego. And, I'll easily put my self-respect aside for a couple laughs.
All the time.
As y'all probably know. So I just stayed as the first one. And so after that we go back in and I put some more drinks in me and I think, okay, if I'm going to go up first, and this already probably isn't going to go well because I'm illy prepared, I should at least start out with the most absurd thing that I can muster out of my mouth. And so the first joke I do is I go up there, and I haven't put this video out anywhere, even though I do have it. I might put like a little clippy clip of this specific joke right here, maybe if I haven't even watched it back yet because of the self-cringe factor.
I know. I can't wait to watch this video.
So I go up there. They're all looking at me. They announce that it's my first time. And I take a short pause, and I look out and say, I only like to date women who have been beaten before. Crickets, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's not the joke, right?
Right.
Okay.
But
so,
everybody's wondering.
Yes. They look back. So I said... I'm not saying I want to do it. I never would. I think it's condemnable. I think you should be in jail if you do it even. But you got to admit, they're a little quicker with like the vacuuming and stuff. Eruption. From women. I knew if women would laugh at that, the men would feel okay to laugh at it because a lot of men actually hit women, so they won't laugh at the joke. They'll be like, is that me? But then when the women laugh, they're like, okay. Yeah, there's some levity in the situation. The confidence boost, that first good laugh off a opening risk, off a big risk.
Yeah. You were like, I'm a pro now.
Yes.
Like,
shout out my friend Austin for getting me up there because also his wife was dying at this joke. I know he don't hit her. She wouldn't have been laughing that loud next to him. So
they were there?
Yeah, they were. They were.
Okay.
They invited me, just to watch, but I ended up, I make everything about myself all the time. So I was like, why would I go watch when I'm funnier than them?
God.
But yeah, so I did my 8 minutes. I did stumble a little bit. One of the reasons I didn't post the whole video is I told some pretty personalized stories about just individual sexual acts I've done with people because they're fucking pretty funny. But I'm gonna have to shave those down and get them streamlined for mass distribution probably.
Because they weren't funny in the time, or what?
No, they were funny, and the
okay.
people reacted. But the instances I am describing are so specific that there will be no generalizing. Maybe who this was with.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So at 7 minutes, they flash a light at you. At any comedy set, they're going to give you a warning like you have X amount of time left, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm still riding the big high of that first laugh. I've gotten I'm going on now.
7 minutes later.
7 minutes later, exactly.
Do we need to take a pause so you can just like try to get it out?
We're getting better at this. Believe us. Don't watch. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. We are the great and powerful Oz.
Yes, the man behind the curtain.
We are the great and powerful Oz. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at 7 minutes,
I do need a pause in a minute. I have to pee.
Perfect. Let me. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll cut that argument out too because it's not cute. Or an argument, just a discussion. I'm not cutting that out. Yes, I am. Okay. At 7 minutes, he holds the light up and flashes it at me like, hey, you have 1 minute left. But in my own narcissistic, egocentric head, this is how I defend myself in these moments. I thought, bro, I'm killing this shit so hard. He's going to take this picture and be like, this guy's going to be famous one day.
No.
But actually,
no, you didn't.
So I run now 9 minutes long over, and he was like, hey, man. And so I was like, oh, yeah, hey, I've been Eat the Freak, watch Beauty and the Freak podcast, check me out on Spotify, I walk off. Logan was like, bro, he gave you the light. What did you think? I was like,
I thought he was taking my
oh, I thought he was my biggest fan. He was telling me to get off the fucking stage.
Wow. So you're like immediately you were on like probably one of the biggest highs that you've been on in like a hot minute to immediately, yes, just like under the building.
Yes, and you cannot pay enough for moments like that. Just to get.
Did you just go like straight to the bathroom afterwards and just contemplate your entire life?
Yeah, just was so mad I'd left my gun at home. Because due to the fact that I left it at home, I wasn't going to.
Logan starts looking for you in a minute, and he's like, where the fuck did he go? You're hitchhiking on the road, trying to get back home.
He can never see me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was open with him about what I thought when he took the picture because there is kind of humor in that, too. Because I was so scared that it's like I was protecting myself. I was protecting my own, like, fragility by just being like, I'm the fucking man, I'm the fucking man, I'm the fucking man, which you got to do sometimes.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, that went fucking awesome, man. I'll probably go back this Tuesday. I want to do kind of the same jokes and just tighten them up because it was really loose. It was really sloppy. There was a lot of stuff that didn't hit because I forgot the punchline because I was so scared. But now we're going to pee and come back in almost this exact same position. Cut. Hey, welcome back. We peed. Kate, how long after a breakup do you wait to date other people?
Almost... Depends on the situation. I was about to say almost immediately.
I was about to say, you're damn heartless, bro. Okay.
But I also don't really date, so it's like.
Well, what are we calling date here? That's probably going to be important.
Yeah, like I guess that depends. Depends on the situation.
Okay.
Are we actually dating?
Facebook official. Say it's like we're serious. We're uploading pics together.
Oh.
How long after that breakup? I guess it would depend on if you're cheating or not. Too, because
yeah, it would.
In relationships,
after a breakup like that, it's gonna be a while.
Okay, fair enough.
It's gonna be a while.
What are you doing during that time? Like you
healing.
What's that look like?
A hoe phase.
But you ain't dating nobody. So now we got to change the definition of dating back.
No.
Okay.
Dating is getting in a relationship with someone.
Okay.
Like.
Okay.
No.
No, not
that.
No.
Not that.
We use both definitions there. That's why I want to keep a consistent definition.
Okay. I meant Facebook official, posting pictures, that kind.
I guess it depends on who initiates the breakup too, right? Because if you initiate the breakup, like if I initiate the breakup, I'm fucking tonight. Probably.
Because you
Why am I going to wait? I'm the one that's over
you
this
already
shit.
have a reason why you're breaking up.
Yeah, I'm the one that's over this. I don't
You've
have
already
to wait.
planned this out. You're like, well, I see her on Tuesday. I'm going to break up with her then. So Monica, who you've been talking to for the past half
we'll
a
bleep
week,
that name out.
half a week, you've already made plans with her on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Yeah, if not Monday.
No, yeah. I mean,
If I know I'm going to initiate the breakup Tuesday, I mean,
you're probably seeing her on Monday because it don't matter at that point.
I was just going to plan it on Monday and then do the breakup on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll meet up on
Okay.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Or Tuesday night, depending on our
So you
schedule.
have a little moral.
She got kids, so we bleep the name out, so they don't know. Okay, say it's just like there's a lot of levels of relationship before Facebook official.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in one of those, how long are we waiting to date?
Immediately.
And that's the definition of date, like the same one we're using there, just like hanging out, going out, potentially being seen together. Mm-hmm. But there's a difference in going out and dating too. Mm-hmm. What is the difference? Is it like what other people think? Is that what makes it different?
No, I think no, because
That's an honest question. I'm trying to think that.
It's how you, for me anyways, it's how I go out in public, like what mindset I go out in public with. Like if I know that we're not seriously dating and they know that we're not seriously dating, then we at least know that and people can just think what they want, I guess.
Okay. That's probably like the closest thing to me and you going out. But I don't think people think we're dating.
No.
I don't think we exude that energy together.
No, we would have to like touch a little bit, I guess.
At all.
Yeah.
We would have to at any point be like closer than 8 inches apart.
Somebody, we're going to accidentally bump into each other one day and somebody's going to catch a picture and be like, there it is.
The only thing that will be saving it is me throwing up as it happens.
Thanks, God. Shit. I just processed that. It was funny. Then I was like, wait a minute, he's talking about me.
Yeah, I was going to do the joke the other way around where you're the one throwing up, but...
You didn't want to bring your self-esteem down, so let's bring mine down.
No, you're all tittied up and looking good today, and nobody's going to humble you for the rest of the week, and I figured I should get it in here if the joke has to go one direction.
Thanks.
Oh, bitch. I mean, friend. I mean, sister in Christ.
You're doing that lately. Who are you
I
hanging
use
out
bitch as a
with? Like,
yes. Who am I hanging out with?
because you know how, like, when you hang out with people,
You pick up their lane.
yes. So I'm like, where is this coming from?
I don't know. I just have been feeling a little sassier lately.
Yeah, bitch.
I ain't been hanging out with as many girls, I think. I just been only being around girls on TikTok. And so I think it's just like,
Okay.
and not through like talking to them, just looking at TikTok, I think. Is the only, and I feel like bitch is now a term of endearment amongst women. Feminists might be like, what's up, bitch?
Yeah, some, I guess.
And then vote for Elizabeth Warren.
Okay.
Okay. We agreed to never take it there.
Yeah.
You know, one week I'm going to come on here pissed the fuck off about something political, and I'm not going to be able to hold it in.
And you're just going to be like, it's
I'm
going to
gonna
be like
ruin
talking to this wall right here.
I'm going to ruin our entire show. I'm going to probably piss off people on both sides. I don't know what that issue's going to be.
That's the week that I'm going to have to do something just real, like, spontaneous and impulsive during the show.
Snap out of it.
To bring it back. I don't know what that's going to be yet.
Have you seen the clip?
But it's going to be, whoa. It's going to be real wild.
I feel like you got the tools and attributes to really stop like a dissociated rant from going on. I feel like you could probably use like physical attributes to alter the course of that.
Okay.
And also I just feel like you could fight probably.
Yeah.
Like you got a little scrap to you.
Yeah.
It's probably wrong because my first impression
Let's
was
humble me so much more on this episode. Yeah.
Kate can fight. I've seen her do it a lot. Kate fights a lot. If you actually
Continue.
At the Tabernacle on June 23rd, Kate is actually going to be fighting the current RCW champion women's division. I don't know if there is
Come
one.
out and watch it.
Yeah, it's a new division that will be started that night after my show. It's going to be Kate and
To be announced.
TBD. That was good. That was quick. That was good.
Yeah.
I was going to stumble through that and say it's probably some bitch from Crandall.
Oh, okay.
But then I remembered Kimber's
Kimber
actually
Dunn?
from Crandall.
I'm not fighting her.
No.
That bitch practices.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of her when I said some bitch from Crandall, but after I had the thought, I was like, no, she from Crest.
No, do not set me up for failure like that. Like, you put it out there like it's a thing. People are going to show up like it's a thing.
Oh, yeah, we're lying. We're lying.
And then
Not a bit. Kate can't fight now. This is not a humbling opportunity, but not on June 23rd at the Tabernacle in Chatsworth.
yeah.
Gazastock 2 event. Dude, I would love to have an actual fight promotion. I've been thinking more and more about this. I watched so much Chael Sonnen. He's like a UFC promoter. He was a UFC fighter, fought for multiple championships in multiple different organizations, all from his ability to just promote fights and get people interested in drama. And that's what all of this is. It's what music and entertainment is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Jelly Roll put in a lot of work for a long time, and he's really great. He married that Kentucky Fried Hooker. And
oh my God, I love her.
I do
talk
too.
about her like
I think
that.
she's great, but she knows what she's doing. She knows what the aesthetic is. She knows how many eyes that she sees the picture she posts in a turtleneck, and she sees the picture she posts of her birth canal, and she knows which one works. And she's smart because she has not only used that for her own marginal gain,
She's very smart.
but for her husband's massive. He was just on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is like, you're on. You're biggest podcast in the history of the world.
I love that I was a fan of him like before this has happened to him, because then getting to watch it as a fan and watch him just like boast this, just he's like super shocked by it all.
Yes.
And
the fact that he's still in shock.
Yes, like he's still in shock, and he's just. And one thing that I love about him is he knows how special it is. And he is literally like trying to live in the moment and take it all in.
He's also not faking it, which is...
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he is, you see his like
that
energy.
video you showed me that you had posted of him, like he was, I think, about to go shoot the Joe Rogan Experience.
No, he was
just
coming
shot
home. He just shot it. He was in the airport. He was about to go do American Idol.
That was it. That was it. And instead of being like, I was made for this 24/7 grind set. Like,
I
grind
told
never
y'all
stops.
one day I was going to do it.
No, he's just sitting there like, bro. Like,
And he might have said that, but that wasn't the approach he was given.
Not to the fans.
Yeah,
it wasn't. And
no.
I hope he did expect it, because I think when you know, you know. But for him to express it wasn't a made up like feeling that he was describing. He's like, man, I don't even feel like I should, like, I feel like, you know, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And sometimes that feels inauthentic, for sure. You can hear people think they're fans, and it's like, yeah, but...
They just know that they have to, or they should.
They should.
They should.
But he don't ever give that vibe.
No, I don't think so.
Confession.
Okay.
I don't know a single Jelly Roll song.
No.
And the only Jelly Roll content I think I've ever really watched is I watched that freestyle of him with no face tats in a house that he killed. And then some other freestyle somewhere. And then maybe he has the Lainey Wilson song I watched at the ACMAs. I think they did.
Yeah, I know the house video of him freestyling. And the other night in the kitchen with the upcoming famous people that we were hanging out with, they did one of his songs.
He's dropping a whole country album like this week.
I don't know.
It's this week or next week. He's been like hip hop. And now that he has...
it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a mixture for sure.
I like that. You know, well, I feel my own self making that like current pull. We've been talking about this back and forth, how at the Tanya show, I want to do acoustic music, like some of my own stuff I've written. I like to do some covers. Just because that's so like, it's not more me than hip hop, but it is also me and hip hop. And so I just want to do that to like, you said it to me the other day, something about art being like, art is like complexity where other people see simplicity, maybe. You said something really profound. You were fucking you were not drunker than fuck for sure. But you said this profound statement to me, something like art is complexity where other people see simplicity. And I was just like, okay, that's touching. And it's so touching that now that I'm reminiscing on it, I can't even remember why I brought it up. Country music.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll going back and doing like a fully country album, which I think I've heard clips of these songs. They're not mainstream country. They're not.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he may, like... Okay, you may call it like a country album, but it's still Jelly Roll. Like, I've always considered him country. Like
country rap?
Yeah, like, but with rock too. Like there is like touches of every bit of it that makes him and his music.
That's another
that
thing
I really like get with.
It's so special about him, even though I haven't listened to a lot of his music. I mean, if you turn on social media, you can see that he's doing the fucking thing. He is really killing it. But then the authenticity and stuff, I don't know, it's just how he is. And
whenever I saw him in Chattanooga,
you saw him,
yeah, and it was like a couple of years ago. Whenever I saw him in Chattanooga, great show. Like, it was like one of the best like concerts I've ever been to. It was small because I was at the Signal in Chattanooga, and so I mean, like, it's big but it's small. Like, you're not in a stadium, and but just the energy in that room was like something. It was just insane. But my point is, like, he's still so wholesome. Is the next day I remember seeing on Facebook, he, like, after the show went to like some Waffle House or whatever, and then walked in and he's like, all right, it's all on me. Everybody's tabbing here. It's on me. Just chilling at Waffle House in Chattanooga, and he's like, I got everybody.
You're wasting being rich if you don't do shit like that.
Oh, I've always said this. If I had money like that, I would do stuff like that all the time.
Or you're wasting it.
Yeah, like, all the time. Like, I love that kind of stuff.
You can only buy so many, like, shoes and cocaine before it's like, this is not making me happy anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, people at Waffle House at 3 a.m., if you're blessing anybody, I think there's about...
It's that.
God said, bless the 3 a.m. Waffle House patrons. I can burp now. I don't know if you've noticed this.
But there's so many.
It's so much better than it not coming out. Oh, my God. We were trying to diagnose it maybe 2 episodes ago. The burping that I've been able to do has really saved me from a lot of back-end gastro issues.
Okay.
And so while it is obnoxious, God, it's really awesome. I couldn't burp for like 5 months.
What's changed?
I don't know.
The last couple of weeks.
Well, I got my esophagus stretched.
I know,
ran the balloon.
but like 2
I was still struggling.
Okay.
I don't know what's changed. Oh, yeah,
Was that to fix it, them stretching it?
It was an attempt to.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought, me again, not asking questions. I thought they had to do that to
do the procedure.
Yes. Yes.
No,
to stick the scope down. I thought that was just, I didn't know that was an attempt to open.
Yeah. After so much like damage or abrasion in your esophagus, I guess it just like gets smaller and smaller, like the muscles tense up. If you've ever had like an anxiety attack and you feel like that your airway is closed, it's like those muscles responding to stress. But they'll just like run a balloon down there and just like...
Oh, God.
Blow it up and let it sit for like 15 minutes and it'll like stretch all the muscles out. And then, it fixes you for, they say, about 1 month. But now that that's over, I feel better again. So shout out to modern medicine. Shout out to Hermes and the Caduceus. It's a Roman god. He had sandals on his feet. He carried a symbol called it. I think he carried the caduceus. You know the symbol with the 2 snakes around it? We were talking about it with the snake finger. I did the wrong one.
Yeah.
You know what I was talking about, Kate? It's okay. Yeah, that symbol has been like represented. It's been a representative symbol of medicine for like a really long time, like thousands of years in different cultures. And the guy that always had the wings on his shoes, even though they call
Achilles.
No, he had the weak ankles, not the strong ankles. Hermes had the wings on his shoes.
Oh, okay.
The messenger of the gods.
Okay. Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
And if I'm butchering this, grill me in the comments because I really am about 49% sure Hermes carried the caduceus. So like not completely. Somebody watching knows. Somebody out here watches Joe Rogan Experience. They know Graham Hancock. They love Randall Carlson. There's some Robert Schock enjoyers out there, maybe some John Anthony West fans. And the people that like any one of those people will know all four of those people, and they will heart this moment.
Okay.
There's two of them. There's only two people that will know. And I know,
Okay.
and I could have just texted it to them, but instead I do it here in this format.
So that they can like it.
So that they can like only that one moment of this.
That thing that we talk about being like super planned out. And
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. What was the thing the other day that you said was fucking gross? And then I asked you, but do you eat ass? What was the thing? It was something kind of gross, but not really gross. But you were really saying that was disgusting.
Okay, so a minute ago you were talking about things that I've said like not on record, and you were like really like putting me up here with like the way that the way that like I can use my brain at times, and very quick like you have now put me way down here.
The duality of man.
Because it reminded me of a comment I was going to say back then when you said that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I have some really good conversations off script. And, yeah, like I was going to continue to hype myself up with that. And now
you can be both people.
I'm most definitely both people. I know this.
My favorite stand-up comedian, Doug Stanhope, he helped his mom kill herself. She had like a terminal illness and was going to die. And so they contacted like a black market doctor, like in one of these big cities that does stuff like assisted suicide. And he said basically like how many...
Definitely black market because definitely illegal.
They were like, how many Oxycontins would it take to kill somebody? He said, if you took 20, you will, any person, no matter how addicted to opioids you are, you will die if you take 20 of these Oxycontins. She had 80 of them. No, she had 60. So they got it ready. They set her bed up. They got all of her favorite cocktails around the bed.
All of her favorite cocktails?
Drinks. She was going
Well, yeah, I mean, I know what cocktails mean, but why?
So she could kill herself. She didn't want to suffer through like years of chemo and just like slowly deteriorating.
So she just needed to get drunk to do it?
No, she was just going to drink as she took these Oxycontins and just die in the house.
Okay.
And he was there with her so she would feel comfortable. And this is just, if y'all have never seen Doug Stanhope, he has a special called No Refunds that is my favorite stand-up special all time. It is close to a couple of them, but it is my favorite. So his mom at this point has taken like 30 of them. I know she's going to die soon, like within the next few. He said she can tell she's like weak. She's also drunk as fuck off these drinks. And she said,
oh my God. I wonder how long this took.
A few hours.
Yeah.
Right before she was about to die, he said she looked at him and said, you know, Doug, there's a time to be a lady and there's a time to be a whore. And she closed her eyes, and he thought, wow, this is the most poetic thing that has ever happened in my life. And then he said she opened her eyes back up and was like, now, will you go get me one more drink? He was like, Mom, you ruined it. You ruined it. It's like you went out on such a good note. You were just up here.
Yeah.
You went out strong. And he said she just continued to bitch until she died eventually later that evening. But he was most mad that out of the 60, he told her that 30 would have killed any person in the world. And
She's still alive.
She took all 60. And so him and his older brother were like, bro, we could have saved these 30 Oxycontins and took one a year for the next 15 years and celebrated the date that Mom died. But this selfish bitch, selfish till the end, took all of the Oxycontins. So but it was that I was saying that.
And he can talk about this?
Yeah, well, he had to wait 7 years to tell it on stage because that's the statute of limitations for credit card fraud. And as soon as she died, he maxed out every one of her credit cards that night buying random fan merchandise off eBay for Star Wars. Yeah, this is a true story. Doug Stanhope, No Refunds is the name of the special.
What?
Oh, this isn't No Refunds isn't what he told me.
So again, nobody came at him for the fact that like he helped.
God, yes.
His okay, were there lawsuits?
No, 7 years is the statute of limitations
on
credit card fraud.
I know you said for credit card fraud. How about helping your mother kill herself?
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
Due to the fact that there was no police report done or autopsy at the time, this is a theatrical performance that he was doing on stage.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
But he said very openly, I did do this, and has said in other interviews, yeah, that's absolutely how it happened.
But
you have to have a coroner say it. You have to have any. And she was terminally ill. She was going to die.
When he testifies, he's like,
and she had substance abuse issues already.
I'm a performer.
This was a theatrical performance. You didn't arrest Al Pacino for all that cocaine in The Godfather.
Wow. Was it real cocaine?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's the comparison. It's like that was a theatrical performance and fake. It might have been real cocaine, and because that movie was filmed in like the 70s, right? It was like,
I don't know. I've never watched it.
I haven't either.
Okay.
There are people right now who are, The Godfather is one of those movies that has like a cult following. People watch it as their comfort movie to go to bed every day.
Oh, wow.
My friend Joe McDonald, I didn't know he was gay till he told me how much he liked that's mean. That's mean and not true. He loves The Godfather. But I went to his house, he had a big Godfather poster, and then that's when I had to break the news to him, like, oh, I heard that was a good movie. He's Italian as fuck. He's like, you haven't seen the fucking Godfather, bro? Like, no, dude. You live with me. You know I don't watch the TV. Like, I don't turn it on.
Yeah, I've not seen that. And movies in general, my attention span, not happening.
When people ask me, do you want to watch a movie? I'm like,
no.
You can put it on.
Same. I'll be in the room.
Yeah, I'll chill with you if you're like into this.
I'll be in the room, but I guarantee you 10 other things while that movie is on.
I'm making TikToks just loud as fuck in the room. It's like, dude, this is the part. This is the part he's about to give the speech. I'll be the bad guy.
Ask them to pause the movie.
Yeah, well, pause the motherfucker. I'm almost done. I'm trying to get this transition clean.
Yeah.
I've never been into movies, man. I can't. My brain.
There's definitely a few movies out there that I'm like, that's a good movie, and I actually like it caught my attention enough for me to sit and watch it.
How old were you?
I don't know.
Are these within the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Can you name one? I'm going to put you on the spot for no reason.
No, because the first one that I think of, I was a child. So.
What is it? Monsters, Inc.?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
No.
Say it.
No.
Backdoor Hussies 3? No. I hope not.
No, why do you do this?
I'm asking you what your favorite childhood movie was.
I know, but you ask it in like a weird way. Or maybe that's just that. Are
you self-conscious about the movie it was? Was it
No, not at all. It was a really good movie. It's a
really good movie that y'all will never know the name of. This is now the closest guarded secret on the podcast is Kate's favorite childhood movie. You might think it's inconsequential. Massive ramifications if she said it. Now I've hyped it up so much that it's like, if you say it.
It's good. I can't now. Like, I can't. Because then if I say it, everything that you just said, people are going to be like, what?
They're going to be drawing conclusions like this. This makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
I get it. Her favorite movie was, and that's why she's, fill in the blank. Mine was Monsters,
Inc. That's a
Inc.
new TikTok filter. You know how they'll be like, you're blank but blank,
yes.
And people be doing that. That's what you just did to me on my movie preference.
Her favorite childhood movie was Silence of the Lambs. That's why.
She's blank but also blank.
That's why she has that weird skin rug walking into the house that she'll never tell anybody what it's made out of. Why?
Why were we there?
Movies, not watching movies, just a tale of ADHD between two people. Why do you think God made ball skin out of eyelid skin?
I have no idea.
When he got to the balls, was he out of new types of skin to give us and he just picked the eyelid, or is it like there's a reason why it's that same type of like, touch this? I know you're probably not like a ball enthusiast, but it feels the same, and it's like it's like elasticity, but it's like out of place a little bit. I wish that it had like knuckle skin on it or something to be more rugged.
Okay,
but he picked the most sensitive skin on the body.
Are these thoughts that you just like wake up with some days?
A lot of times, yeah, yeah. I'll be thinking because I'll like snag my nut on something maybe.
And then hit your eye 2 seconds later.
Yeah, I've never snagged my nut on anything. I don't even know where would I be running naked to snag my nut, for one. But no, I mean, sometimes I don't know. Boys do this. I'm sure ladies maybe once in their life at their darkest moment look at their genitals and you just think like, that's a weird design to pick. And I figured out like I've, reverse engineered a lot of the genital design, I think, but I cannot get the eyelid skin for the nuts part. It's like the skin on the bottom of my foot would have been so much better to put there. It's like some armor plating. You know what I'm saying? A case.
I feel like that's pretty close to kind of the same skin, though.
Oh, no.
No.
Let me tell you. No.
Okay.
Touch this.
No.
Feel the soft,
I know
elastic
what
nature of it. Yeah.
Wood feels like.
And
but I don't have balls. So.
depending on temperature and how much Adderall you've taken, you can get some good stretch on some nuts if you
Okay.
really try to. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think maybe it's because it's retractable, like bottom of foot skin. You wouldn't be able to because balls go up and down to like temperature control to
Okay,
keep
yeah,
your
you can't just like take the bottom of your foot
and
and
just like
pull
wrinkle
the
it.
skin.
Can you imagine the wrinkles on that? That would be thick and crusty.
Ew.
But your eyelids, you could easily wad up into a little ball to
Yeah.
protect your fertility.
Okay.
So this has been the Ballsack Podcast.
Go on.
Okay, goodness.
Wow.
All
Okay,
right.
let's come back.
Okay, we're back to earth now.
Yeah.
We're doing things. Your fucking barbershop's about to open back. Des is here.
Well,
I mean, you have a barbershop now.
You
Franco
mean
is out front,
Yeah.
but Des is now
The
joining the team
actual
again.
room area in this building,
Can smell the paint.
yeah, is going to be done this next week.
This next week?
Well, not full. Okay, whoa. Let me back up.
Okay. Because now people are listening.
I know. Des is going to be back in the shop in his room, but then I do have a few more touches to make on the main barbershop
Hell yes.
before it's done. But we're closer. We're closer.
You got a head date for it, or it's more
No.
so just like something you're working towards and it'll get there when you get there?
Yep, exactly that.
Setting dates on things kills me, bro.
Yeah, that's my most hated question that people ask me
I know when I have to procrastinate to if I have a date to it, which means I'll get nothing done.
until right before.
As to where if
Did
I
you hear me earlier when he gave me a deadline? I got real excited because that deadline is
yeah.
less than 2 days away.
Yes, you have no room to procrastinate that
No,
deadline.
and I literally got so motivated. I was like, oh yes. I was like, I'm about to really get some things done. Like
Kate looks over at me and she says, Ed, you do baseboards? I said, yeah, matter of fact. She said, will you do mine? I said, by when? She said, as she's walking off now, says, Tuesday. I thought, oh, I got plenty of time. Then I thought, wait, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
You mean, can I do your baseboards tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I can. I have a picture on my phone of where I was doing baseboards. I worked for Jackie Pogue for a while, building houses. And I just came back from Virginia. I've been doing all weekend and had not slept and went into work still, pouring sweat. It's only
Oh
like
my
85
God.
degrees. I'm pouring sweat. And I was just in a
That
hurry.
sounds terrible.
Dude, I
Like a
took
terrible way to live.
I took a nail gun and sent it right through my fucking finger out the other side, and it hit the baseboard and twisted up. And so, yeah, I have this sick picture of just a nail directly through my hand. And Jackie, being like the old school dad type that he is, I was like, bro, can I go home? He said, come here. Dude,
He was going to want to pull it out and you go back to work.
he had me put my hand between my knees and like hold it together so that he could get the torque to grab it with a pair of pliers and just pull it out. When he did it, I had so much adrenaline. I was like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, I guess we'll just go back to work.
Yeah.
I went back to work and
Like, why would I go home at this point?
because the adrenaline wore off 20 minutes later and my finger is this big around. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, this Southern tough man shit is antiquated.
birds.
Yeah, no, I'm with whatever this feminism stuff is.
Yeah.
Equality. I shot a nail through my finger, buddy. I got to go home. Like,
What are you going to do at home that's different than you being at work, though?
not baseboards, which I was doing in the guy that owns Oriental Weavers. He just built like this
Yeah.
massive like Middle Eastern castle in the middle of like this just well-to-do, affluent white neighborhood with like Middle Eastern stylings. Homeowners Association hated them. But there's so much baseboards.
So much.
There's so many, bro. I just
Yeah.
all day. I didn't go home though. I didn't. I was so scared that he would judge me as a fellow Southern man, like an older, like established Southern man.
Like you weren't going to be allowed to come back the next day if you went home.
Yeah, well, it was more so just how he was going to look at me in the truck ride, probably just like
just no words.
shoots one nail through his finger and goes home.
Yeah, I can't even just speak to you. So disgusted.
Do you feel like there's a part of modern culture that more of that attitude could definitely improve? Do you feel like we lost too much of it with the equality thing? Not with it. No, I'm not having you hate on equality.
No.
Maybe not even connected to it. But do you think?
No, not connected at all.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
It's just we have definitely lost if you want it, you've got to work your ass off. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, just like quit having an excuse for everything. Quit having any excuse that you can come up with in this world to be lazy.
I was thinking more of just like like how men are just expected to be tough. Like I shoot a nail through my finger, and the fact that like older Southern men who are in construction think it would be absurd if I went home.
Mm-hmm. Like you should be able to handle that. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and the real truth is I did handle it all day, and it wasn't pleasant. But like you said, what would I have done at home? I mean, not baseboards, yeah, granted, but I feel like we've lost a lot of that in society, like the harsh judgment of older men on younger men about like just being a pussy, honestly.
Yeah, but at the same time, because I can think of circumstances, that judgment also relates to a lot of like mental abuse.
100%.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like, and that now men are traumatized by, and that's why we've lost a lot of it because.
I can't tell if you're referencing stories I've actually told you about. I feel like super scarred maybe from like the expectation.
You're not the only person who has told me those stories. That's what I'm referencing.
Okay, good.
Like not necessarily directed towards you. Just I have heard those stories multiple times, and
you just expected to be like tough as fuck all the time.
Yeah,
and
but
never let them see a crack in your armor.
Yeah,
as a Southern man.
Yeah, but like it wasn't in like. I know, like in stories that I've heard, is it turned into not a motivational thing, or like like support you thing. It was just
never was.
It was you were never good enough.
That's what it feels like, and that's what it felt like to me.
Like you were just a sorry excuse for a man.
That's how it felt when it would happen to me.
Yeah.
But as I got older, and I just didn't learn like better stuff, but I learned more stuff, and I learned that like. A man loves his wife like God loves the church. And then like, so the man is like this is in like these old Southern men who have this ideology, what they're like conditioned on, what they're the cultural normals that they're not expected to uphold, but do uphold is like where the man is the one that never needs an emotional break. Dad never needs like a minute. He never has to chill. Dad never ain't got it. And then that provides the stability for the mom and the children. And then they're kind of like underneath this umbrella. And that's why I think there's so much importance, because you can't live like that unless the man has some release, because you're a human person. You can be strong, but there are times when you can't. And I think that's where, why nations that that adopted Christianity thrived to the highest heights in human history, period. Like when Christianity came through Europe's like the amount of wealth that they had and the amount of land that they had and the amount of expansion they did was crazy. But I think it's like men then only had God to turn to. And when they turn to God, like the book is literally just like how to be a Southern white guy, like an old school Southern white guy, like, just do this, live like this, live like this, live like this. But men never had like mental health. Men never had like therapists. I think you think
Southern white, like that it's Southern white guy because of like where we're from.
Yeah, that's who I related to.
Yes. And that's like the examples that like you've had.
Southern black guys probably like that too if they're religious.
Yeah.
Southern men probably totally. Christian Southern men. Oh, Northern Christian men
I have a
probably
different opinion on that.
Hit me with it. I mean, I'm just, this could be completely wrong. This is just my own perception of it. Go ahead.
No, I think it's different with black men. Like in the, you, like when you say Southern white man and you're like relating it to that, like you should, uphold like this image. I think or maybe like where we're at in my experience is it doesn't end well or something like with it. Like because the man holds so much in that he ends up being just like so mad at the world, and not all of them.
That's after the death of God, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, maybe
the Bible is still the currently accepted. When men are,
yeah.
I wasn't alive in the 1800s, but when men sat down at the end of the day with all of that trouble and stress, and had at least some outlet to like vent it to, where they felt like it was being dealt with, like therapy does, where they're praying out loud.
I see what you're saying.
That's why
that has been lost.
That is how God loves man, and then man is supposed to love his family in the same way, where they can come to him.
Okay.
Like that. That structure. Once God bled to death under our scalpels and microscopes and telescopes, and we could see the moon and we could see cells and electrons, we were like, Sky Dad might not be the real story. But then people stopped using that as not an actual God to talk to, but just a method to vent out what's in your head and to like give your problems, like you're not just dwelling on them. They're not just like going back and forth through you, and you feel like maybe it is being dealt with. And even if it's a placebo effect, like if placebo works, if you take a placebo diet pill and you still lose weight, was it really a placebo?
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with, I think, praying, talking to God, just getting things off your chest and out of you. I feel like that was so helpful. And now men, on the whole, do not do that. And I don't either. I'm not saying that I do. But I wonder what the effects of just having someone always there to talk to at any given time, that you could just step away from everybody and just, even if it's not real, that maybe might be helpful. I think I just convinced myself to pray more. Shout out me. I mean, shout out God. I always want to make it about me.
Yes, you do.
When I make a religion, I will obviously will be the centerpiece of it.
And then that's where we went.
Yeah, but I'm going to pull a lot from Christianity, man. I think they were close. Not with the actual like maybe story, but the what you need to do to like live happy.
Yeah.
But then they also have that thing where you have to kill people that are like other religions if they take your land, and like that's, I don't know about that. For my own personal religion, I think that's an idea that I would explore, but I don't think it has any longevity to it. I don't think you get like a Waco situation. You familiar with Waco, Texas? The FBI dropped a bomb on their house. They killed all the children. They accused them of rape. The ATF agents took pictures in front of the still burning house that over 10 children were burning alive in. Wow. They were proud. Got him. David Koresh, the cult leader. And I think he probably did have some questionable sex with some people, allegedly. Oh, yeah. And, yeah. So they blew him up, man. You got a favorite cult leader?
No, I do not.
You into serial killer documentaries?
No. Yep.
Wow. I always meet the most regular, normal bitches that are really into serial killer documentaries. And I feel like because you're a lot closer to being a serial killer than them, you don't even have to watch it on Netflix. You just like be behind your own eyes watching your daily habits. Like, oh, this is the prequel to my own serial killer documentary.
I know as soon as you said, I meet so many normal girls, regular. That love serial killer documentaries, and I'm like, he's about to
explain why I don't like them.
Because I'm not normal.
Maybe you normal is not the word. If you told me to pick one adjective, that's not the one I would go to first. And you're not allowed to ask me which one I would.
Okay.
And
it is.
Damn, I never tell people this in our podcast. Subscribe to our channel right now. We're way deep in the video. If you're this deep, you probably already are subscribed. But if not, we're this interesting like all the time and also getting better. So subscribe so you don't miss this shit.
Thank you.
I'm not big into serial killer documentaries either, because I feel like when I finally do it, I don't want anything to go off of. I want to like just go my own path and see how many I can get with no cheating.
How many what you can get?
Kills.
What? Okay.
I want to say, because you got different people that have like 20 kills, 25 kills.
In what? In life?
No, in women. They're like Ted Bundy killed like 50 women.
Okay.
like people, not just women. There's female serial killers too.
Yeah.
But you ever watch the female serial killer documentary?
No, I don't watch the serial killer documentaries.
Well, I got into regular bitches for a while, and I had to sit through these things like so much.
Okay.
There's a documentary about a female serial killer. She had like 3 kills. Like, bro, I could kill 3 people in my house right now. Like, that's not impressive. I could do this in 5 minutes.
Why do you think, as you say, like normal or regular girls want to watch stuff like that? Because there's not enough chaos in their life, so they have to like watch something.
That's not what I was thinking. I'm really wondering why.
Like, what's the mental like that they're like that they would be into it and I'm not.
That probably, if I'm being honest, was more of like maybe the wording that I picked to kind of be more to be flattering to you in this moment. Okay. Because every girl watching this right now, probably with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, and that's judging that there are still even women lasting after the Southern man rant that I just gave. If there's still women here, women universally love serial killer documentaries. It's like a meme in culture. I know you're an Instagram person, not a Facebook person, but girls being into this. And then, I called them regular bitches just to be mean because I'm scornful towards women right now because I've been hurt.
Okay.
But the reason you don't like serial killer documentaries, I think, is because you are one. And and you just haven't started yet.
God.
But I think that's why we get along so well. I just don't want to give you too many of my ideas.
Okay.
If you freeze the body right after, you can confuse the time of death because they will look at cell decay, and the cells won't start to completely decay until after they're thawed. So you can freeze a body for 6 months, then throw it out in like a creek or something. As long as it's not found within the next 3 hours, the time of death will be roughly a few hours before you froze the body. So you can really throw people off about like some kidnapping, murder type stuff.
Wow.
I learned that from Richard Kuklinski. He has one of the highest confirmed kill ratings in the United States. He's a serial killer I do fuck with because he didn't have any motivation besides they paid him to do it. He got hired by the mob to kill one guy when he was flat broke. He made, I forget how much, it was like 11 grand or something, not that much.
So he was a hitman.
Yes.
Okay.
He's called Richard the Iceman Kuklinski because he always froze the bodies towards the end of his career to confuse the time of death.
What made him a serial killer and not a hitman? Because he got paid to do it.
Well, he was technically a hitman, but hitman, like, this guy...
Don't take it as far as...
He confessed to, I think, over 100.
And freezing the body to confuse the time of death.
Yeah.
They're just killing them and getting their check. He
also has a ton of interviews from prison where they're asking him about it. He's
unhinged.
He's unattached. He has no... He said that one time it was Christmas Eve and he was putting together this tricycle for his daughter because they lived in a nice neighborhood. He had a family. Like, he said he loved his family. He did his work only as a means to spend as much time with his family as possible, and his wife attested to that. She never asked him for 25 years, allegedly, what he did. He told her just because they lived in the biggest house in the neighborhood. They had the newest cars in the neighborhood.
She thought, I don't got to ask.
And he worked 2 days a month.
She knew
she should...
Not know.
Yep.
She thought, I don't need to know.
Well, there's a point.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
This is going to save me in the end if I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, just any time that much is coming in and somebody's working that little, it's like you could guess like 11 different things, and all of them you should not know about because you're going to be in court one day.
I've asked many of women that question. So what does your husband do? And they'll start off with like they know, and then a lot of times end it with, I really don't know.
But
they'll know what company you work for.
Did you see this new Jeep he just got me?
Yeah.
That's a 2023 Patriot. They just started making those like 2 years ago. Watch this, the sideboards come down.
And at that point, I don't care what he does either.
But yeah, he's in Indianapolis till Tuesday. So if y'all are trying to go out for brunch on Monday morning, I'm game. Will you take my Jeep? He left me his card. Where's that friend at?
Most of the time, I think they're clients that I ask that question to in that moment.
What's your husband do? Pays for that fucking Jeep. That's what he does. He's gone half the time. That's good.
Yeah. And I'm okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy for y'all.
Oh, they asked him. They were asking him about like his detachment from the situation. He said he was really struggling to put this tricycle together on Christmas Eve, and then he got a call, and that a long term like somebody this mafia had tried to been hit for a long time had been seen leaving like a house that was associated with this group that they were after. I think it was like a 75,000. He said he didn't leave the house for less than 50 once he got good.
God.
He said that he left his house. The guy was on a motorcycle, so he drove up behind him, found where he was driving, flashed his lights like 20 times till the guy pulled over. He said, "Hey, buddy, hold on." He gets out. He says, "1 second," and walks up to him and just takes a gun and shoots him. Boom, 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 boom. He goes back in his car, drives back home, says he sits down and starts putting the tricycle together again. And his wife turns on the news, and they're talking about this homicide that had just happened on the side of the highway, like a mile from his house, where a guy had been gunned down after he stopped on a motorcycle. The interviewer asked him, "And what did you feel in that exact moment as your family watched that?" He said, "The damn wheels just would not go on this tricycle, no matter how." That's what he was thinking. It was like that much of a just detachment. He said he did feel something one time when he killed somebody.
Did his wife...
In that moment, no, I don't. According to him and her,
think this just happened a few minutes ago, and he just left for a minute. And
you would never.
And like,
you would never. If we're hanging out here, and I say, "Hey, let me run to the store real quick,"
I think I would. But that's also
that's probably more to do with me than more to do with how people think. Oh, also more to do with you is just being an ultimate suspiciouser.
Yeah. That I was about to say. I think I just okay.
So if I leave and go to the store for 10 minutes and we come back and we for some reason watch the news.
Told how like sometimes my mind works, and it sounded a little crazy.
You immediately just fit murders into people that you know. Like, could they have done it?
No, like I'm thinking like in that, like if my husband left, I am wondering. I'm like, where the fuck is he going? Like,
what if he was going to the store?
Okay, he might have said that, but then when he got back and then that happened I truly feel like my mind would go there. Like, I would be like,
scary. That's so awful for you.
And I'd be like looking, and I probably would not ever say a word about it.
And he's just sitting there fucking with this tricycle, like, God damn it. You would expect somebody though to have a little bit of like sweat. They're like looking at the TV like, fuck, they found him. But he'd killed so many people at this point. He said that he got brave towards the end of his career, eventually got caught. He said he used to kill people in the middle of the night, and he would take their bodies to the park and set them up in benches and make it look like they had been shot on the bench, except for there would be no blood splatter. He said he knew when the crime scene detectives got there, they would look for blood splatter, and that they would know that he killed them and took them there and sat them up, even though the person who found them would think that it wasn't like a genuine killing.
Yeah.
He did that just to fuck with people. I think they IQ tested him in prison too, and he's like way on the end of this, like way down there, or up there, as far as just how intelligent he is. The freezing the bodies thing is what got him caught, though. That he had dumped a body. They asked him, "What did you do with that many human bodies?" He said,
where are you freezing them?
He said, "What else do you do with trash? You throw it out on the side of the road." He said he would just take people and just be on the road and just kick them out of his passenger seat dead as fuck and just there roll down the highway. He said he dumped people in parks, dumped people in ponds.
Where does he live that like people are just being found?
He would travel. He would travel.
Okay.
And here's why he didn't get caught.
Because he was hired.
This is why he didn't get caught for so long.
It wasn't just like in a town.
He had never had a single interaction with almost any person that he ever killed. When you die, if you died or if you got killed tonight and they generate a suspect list, I would be on it. So no matter how covert or secretive I am with your murder, they're going to catch me because they're specifically going to look, because we do shit like this, and they're going to... What
did I do earlier that day?
You're not getting away with it now because there's DNA. There was no DNA then.
What do you mean there was no DNA then?
There was no ability for police to collect DNA evidence and reference it to a database of DNA evidence.
Okay.
But now all you dummies have sent in your 23andMe, who openly agrees to cooperating with the FBI. That's how they call it the Golden State Killer during COVID, by the way. His niece sent in her 23andMe, and they're like, oh, yeah, whoever this is, her uncle definitely killed all these people.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine.
Have you, obviously, you've not done that.
I have not, no. But my family members have, so like, that's another reason I can't kill you. Despite
Okay.
the fact that I would be a suspect, my DNA is now partially on file through them.
Yeah.
This-
So you would definitely get caught.
Andrew Schultz talks about this too. 3 other murderers, people who had murdered people, left DNA, but you don't have DNA in the database, the police database, until you commit a crime and get arrested. And they take your fingerprint, they take your, whatever. 3 people got caught during COVID because they were so curious about what their possible background was. After the murder, they're so disconnected from it, they took their DNA and sent it in to be analyzed. And
And then it matches all this.
yeah, 23andMe completely cooperates with the FBI.
Oh, yeah.
So they sent it in. They were just like, "Yep, that's him. That's Jeff Teague, Jeff Dunham. We found him." Who is Jeff Teague? Jeff Dunham did the
The puppets. The
You knew
comedian.
that?
Yeah. Really?
That's a really fringe niche reference. I feel like
Really?
he did a Comedy Central thing like for a short while, but Jeff, I mean, yeah, it's a random name.
I know who that is.
Okay. I feel like I want to do this thing right now to start asking more if you know who random people are, but then it puts a lot of pressure to say yes or no. And Amelia Earhart, you familiar? You ever watched the documentary on her?
People do this. They'll like take pictures, a slideshow picture, and like show their like great aunt and be like, who is this person? And it'll be like Beyonce or somebody, and then they'll totally say like Michelle Obama. I don't know.
Wait, you show your great aunt and then tell them it's Beyonce?
No, like you ask them like, who is this person? And you're showing them a person, like a picture of a person, and they have to say who it is.
But it's just an obscure person that they would not know.
No, it's definitely a celebrity. But what's funny about it is most of the time, like, it's either somebody who is like really in media right now that like, unless you live under a rock, like you're going to know who they are, and they don't, or they say it's someone else that's just completely like.
We should do that. Walk around the street with a camera, asking people questions.
Yeah, I've said this.
Why don't we do it? We're pussy.
Because now it is your idea.
Oh,
And
what the?
so-
And you're not going to do it.
And so, no, I'm saying it will definitely happen because I have pitched this, I don't know how many times, but because it wasn't your idea at the time, you didn't really listen to it. And now you just came up with it. So next week, guys, we will be walking around some town, preferably not Dalton, and asking people questions. Tune in.
What you just said hurts my feelings and is so true. It is why in the very beginning of this process, when we had like, we're casual friends, just making up an idea for a podcast. I said, hey, look, for real, I'm kind of a tyrant sometimes and I'm going to be a misery to work with. And I'm sorry in advance, but it has to work like this. And it doesn't. It actually doesn't. It's just with that thing that I was saying. And now she has exposed me as the true, just fucking Julius Caesar I am, but Emperor Nero, just orders and direction. But yeah, I think I do remember you saying that a couple times.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it that well because it wasn't my idea.
Exactly. I know. I've also pitched a few more.
I'm sweating now. I'm sweating because of how true that was. It was true and not gratifying.
Yeah, I've pitched quite a few, but we'll wait till they're your idea.
Will you softly condition me to make them think they're my idea? That's what.
Okay.
That's what I
got
need.
this.
Okay,
I got this.
Play into
I'm
my
glad we had this conversation.
in front of everybody.
Yeah.
When we could have had it any other time. This is better content. How many conversations do we have where we're like, damn, if we just had a 24/7 cameraman?
So many. So many.
I'm gonna run through this list of shit one more time.
Okay. I
Here we
think
go.
you should.
I'm gonna do it.
That feels like
Fitting.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay, so hey, look, me and Kate got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to be at these things. You should come hang out with us. It'll be fun. It'll be terrific. We have on June 23rd at the Tabernacle, Gazastock 2. I'll be headlining Eat the Freak. I'll be doing my original songs there.
I'll be there in the audience, you know, just to conversate.
Kate will be there emceeing the entire event, ushering up each act onto the stage.
Thank you for remembering me.
That's actually, it's not remembering you. I don't want to do it because I'm going to be so nervous about the show that you literally have to do it. Even if they already have somebody else slated for it, we're going to try to slide them maybe a Washington or a Lincoln and see if we can get this taken care of.
Okay.
That's a 1 in a 5, by the way. It's a very low bribe amount. Okay.
June 23rd.
June 23rd, though, is when you'll be able to come see us there. It's going to be fucking awesome. July fucking, what is this date? July 1st, Helton's 55th birthday. I won't fully...
This event, go ahead.
It's going to be sick. I won't fully elaborate on our involvement currently.
Yeah.
And that is where that's at. Come out. It's
no, but like you don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it. We're closing down Interstate 75 from Marietta to Rossville. July 8th, Camp Jordan, Kimber Dunn. Y'all should come out to that because it's 11 fist fights that you can watch for $15 in a night, and that's fucking incredible. Also, whenever in the podcast, I'm gonna let her punch me in my face, maybe.
Remember, like maybe 10 years ago on social media when it was cool to like post fight videos, like, but it would be like
that's still my algorithm.
I don't mean like UFC fights. I mean like Susie and Betty over here in the front yard, and they plan the fight like on Messenger.
Yeah.
And like
we used to go after school.
Yeah, like they're beefing, and like then they get out there and they're like, "You're not gonna hit me," or "You're not gonna hit me."
But they stand there, and
then they just stand there, and then they just start pulling hair.
Somebody will push one of them into the other one.
Yes, and you got that one guy in the background that's like, "Fuck yeah."
I fought a kid in 8th grade named Josh
titty,
Allen.
Pull her titty.
Taylor Patterson had to like push me into this kid before the fight started because we weren't actually beefing. He passed me in the line at gym, and Taylor said, "You gonna fucking take that, bro?"
What?
He was my cousin. I thought he was really cool at the time, so I was like, "Well, normally, yeah, but no, I ain't, bro."
Yeah.
I ain't. And so I had to fight
You just
him.
needed that little hype.
Yeah, just the peer pressure, honestly. July 8th, Camp Jordan, Fordo. We're going to be there. Kimber's going to be fighting, and I'm showing titties. July 22nd, this is the one I've been talking about a lot. This is going to be, I'm actually so fucking excited about this because the room is small. It's Tanya's Tavern, Chatsworth,
But that does not mean that there's not enough room.
No. I'm excited for the small room to fucking cram people in so that when
that means everybody come out.
So that when I fucking stage dive off, there will be people there to catch me. No, but not really. It's like a hometown.
And then me. Because I'm on stage dive after that.
Yes.
Even though I have nothing to do with the set.
I mean, honestly, if I go and they catch me.
Like, I'm definitely going.
I got like 60 pounds on you. You should definitely go after they got you. If they I feel like I'm going to jump. There's going to be that one like super fan in the front just like there to embrace me. And I'm just going to give them serious head trauma. Okay. Yeah. So that has been fucking episode 6, man. Thanks for rocking with us through that. We love all you guys so much.
Yes.
I've been rapper, podcaster, producer, DaFreak, beautiful and talented co-host, Katie B. Peace.
Thank you.
Cut.